y'all, it's Crafty Hope, and welcome to my week 2 contribution for the Seek, Gather, Create challenge. This week we were to seek and gather something pink. So I've got this bit of altered fabric. I dyed it and spotted it, and yeah, it was part of uh, a class I'll talk about maybe later. We needed something spotty, so I piled up this little, I couldn't decide. So I've got this stack of things that have spots on them. Yep, lots of options here. I think I'm going to end up using all of them actually. I've also got a little bit of other collage items over there. We needed a bird. I found this in I think it's one of the Tim Holtz ephemera packs. This one's Field Notes and then some thread stitching. So I grabbed a couple of options. I knew I'd probably only use one of them, but I had a feeling those were the colors that were going to end up in this tag. So I've got oh, y'all, I don't even know what size that is. It may be 6 inches by 3 inches, something like that. And it's just a craft paper tag. I wanted to work a little bit smaller than I have lately. So I've got that. I'm gonna go ahead and start throwing some pink on there because I know it's probably gonna be the only like real color. So I used this Colorix crayon. It's kind of like a distress crayon and wet it. That didn't really do anything. And then I want to just get a base layer here. So I've got a palette knife and some gesso, and I am just gonna like real messily put that gesso in the background. I don't want all of that craft paper showing through. I know I'm gonna add some collage here in a little bit, but yeah, I just wanted to start with this little bit of white, I think, to go on there. I don't know where my words are. So I dried that and I'm gonna add a little more texture with one of my hand carved stamps. I start with this X stamp because I put the X's down, but then I decided, I've already got the X's down. I'm gonna do some circles. So I grabbed a different stamp and kind of these overlapping circles I had made at some point. So this whole thing has got this X and O theme. I don't know why I was thinking tic-tac-toe. I don't know. And then once I get that down, I'm going to start my collage just using this Elmer's glue stick. I've sped this up a bit because there's nothing fancy about me collaging. And while I'm collaging, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the hashtag Seek Gather Create Challenge. It takes place mostly on Instagram, and it is from the lovely ladies that are Lisa Goddard Art, um, Tina Hoyce Art, Laura Dennison, and Jana Clennard Harris are the four ladies that are hosting this session of the Seek Gather Create Challenge. Jana, I think, was just added this year. Last year when they did it, it was just anyway. I'll have links to all these ladies below so you can check out their beautiful contributions, their art. Make sure you follow them. I'll also try to link up or at least tell you where their YouTube channels are. Ooh, look how fast I'm collaging. No, seriously, y'all, this is 4 times the speed. So, there's nothing about this that's special. I was just trying to make sure anything that I put down wasn't too close to anything just like it. So I put that all over. I slowed this down because I think I mentioned this in my 30-minute Thursday the other day. I love tissue paper with like white dots on it because when you get those glued down, what's behind them, those white dots, is visible. It's super neat. They're like little peeks, little windows into what's on your page. So I love that. And I think I need to find some more of that black polka dotted paper because it's one of my favorite parts of this page. All right, that's about all I'm collaging down. Oh no, it's not. I've got this other little spotty piece. And some of that is, let's see, that was like a sticker type thing a minute ago, and that's some hardware store, what's it called? Drywall joint tape. It's super fun. Those dots on it, super fun. So I've got this yogurt container that's got some dried instant coffee in it, and I'm just re-wetting it, and I'm gonna paint onto this page. Now, y'all, other than this coffee and the gesso, I don't really paint at all on this tag. That's crazy, so crazy. It's more about just kind of pulling these things together. Now, I love the aged and grungy, yummy feel that the coffee adds to this. It really it kicks it up a notch for me. And then you see here on the edges, I'm trying to show you that coffee lake right there on the edge gets really dark. And I love, love, love that. So yeah, so I did that. And for some reason, I wanted a bit more white on here. So I grabbed the gesso again and I am making these like white squares with just a flat brush and just kind of putting this over there. I needed a big block of white on here, and so because that coffee's there, it's not getting quite white enough, so I'm gonna put several layers of the gesso on these squares just to make sure it gets, like, super white. So this is, I don't know, what is this, the third layer? I'm gonna put it off to the side here in a second to dry while I grab my little bird. Like I said, this is from a Tim Holtz ephemera pack. I knew I probably could find a bird in there, and seriously, I opened up this big folder of focals that I have and flipped over to some of my Tim Holtz stuff, and that bird was staring right up at me. So yeah, that's what I'm going with. And since I knew I was working small with the tag, I figured that would be perfect. So when I saw the four things we had to gather for this challenge and that thread stitching was one of them, I knew I was going to pull in some embroidery thread, especially right on the focal. So I'm making this little stack of some of those other spotty papers. And then now I'm going to pull in my something pink, which is this fabric that I use as part of the mixed media textile. Well, I made it as part of the mixed media textile collage class from Sarah K. Hartman. That class is over on the Southern Gals Design website. I'll put a link below to that class. I had a lot of fun learning with Sarah. You can also find Sarah on Instagram as C Sarah Stitch, and Southern Gals Designs is Tiffany, and you'll find her on Instagram as Southern Gals Designs. So I stuck my little stack together with my glue stick once I finally decided on everything, and I'm going to back it with a little bit of that pink fabric and then pick out what color thread I'm using, which I decided on the black would be the best. And so I'm going to just stick on that fabric, and I'm going to make two little X's at the top and one little X at the bottom of this little stack. And like I said, for some reason, I've got this whole X and O thing going on with this tag, which is fine. It gave me a theme. I worked with it. I ran with it. I love it. I was having a hard time. I don't know if that needle is super dull or if I just made the stack too thick, but I was having a hard time getting that needle through. You'll see that in a second. First, I'm going to go ahead and whiten up some of my little squares again with more gesso. Like I said, I put it aside and I want these super white squares. I don't know, splotchy things. I want them on there. Now, I love this challenge. I love I don't know, working with the same materials as other people are working with, or at least similar things, and then seeing how everybody brings it together differently. Everybody's style influences what they picked out and how they used it. And I am so looking forward to seeing how the host, as well as anybody else who participated, did this. Now, this challenge usually runs about 4 weeks, at least the first one did last year. So you've got a couple more weeks to participate. They announce what the four items are on Sunday, and then you've got the full week to figure out what you want to do. All right, here, you'll see I'm using the table to push that needle through my little stack because it was so thick, and yeah, I don't know. So I've got my two at the top, my two little X's, and now I'm gonna do my one at the bottom. I kind of wanted to have that like kind of cross stitch feel to it, and I'm also making sure it looks like my little bird image is like sewn to that stack, basically. And it kind of is, but I glued it first. I'm going to do a quick knot, I think, on the back. Actually, I think I'll probably pull my tag out first. Yep, to start deciding where it's going to go. And now I'm gonna do just a quick knot. I'm not gonna do anything too fussy because I know I'm gonna glue this down, and that's gonna keep the knot from coming unraveled. So I'm gonna stick it down with some matte gel medium. Grab a brush I don't care a whole lot about. And it's the first thing I did is I went over where my knots were, and then I'm going over everything else. And I'm gonna stick that down. It took me a while to get that to stick down, um, holding it and futzing with it, and yeah. And then I decided I need, this is a tag, it needs a little bit of frill at the top. So I tore down that same strip a little bit skinnier, and I'm just going to do a half hitch knot up there at the top of it with that pink fabric. And that helps carry that pink fabric through there. Pulled in my Tim Holtz Small Talk stickers, and I think I picked out one that says "Live gently upon this earth," which I thought was perfect because birds to me are like, I don't know, you can see them squabble and fight and all that, but they're kind of gentle creatures to me, and they're, airy and flying and all of those things. And I'm going to bring some more X's in here using my Stabilo all pencil and graphite, and then I activate it real quick. It doesn't get much darker, but it's fun to me for me to do that. And then I'll use my black Stabilo to give some shadow both to my focal and to my little sentiment at the top. And then I think once I activate those, I'm going to also go around the edges to frame up this tag. And that I think will be it, y'all. Again, I really, really enjoy this challenge. Let me know if you've participated on Instagram or whatever. And I want to thank our four hostesses. Ooh, that hostesses. Why is it so hard to say? Anyway, I'd like to thank all four of them for this challenge. And I will see y'all later. Thanks. Bye. Oh, wait, y'all also make sure to like and subscribe. I'm supposed to say that at the end of videos, I think. So, all right. Thanks for watching. Bye.